Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren and I've got another video for you all today, basically sharing the moves and the plays that I'm making in the market recently. And as always, of course, if you do enjoy these videos of me just being like fully transparent with my portfolio and stuff and talking about the various stocks that I'm buying, then please make sure to drop a like on the video. Make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. For one thing, it helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and for another thing, it's simply just more motivating when I see a lot of people enjoying my content and showing that they enjoy my content. So with that, I would really appreciate some love on the channel. And by the way, I'm going to do like a banner for the channel as well, and maybe like a full video just making sure that everyone knows this. But I will be buying a Tesla Cybertruck at 100,000 subscribers. That is an absolute promise, and I can guarantee that I've owned other more popular channels than this one on YouTube where I keep my promises every time. I pretty much have proof on my other channels where I've shaved my head before for a promise, like a meme. So if I say I'm going to do something, then I will do it. So if we hit 100,000 subscribers, I know that is super ambitious, but I think we can make it happen eventually. But if we do hit 100,000 subscribers, I will buy a Tesla Cybertruck, and I will most likely go all out and buy the Max model. Anyways, that was super random, but I will be doing a video announcing that sometime. But anyways, back onto the main topic. As you can see today, we have such a volatile stock market day. Really not the type of day that I'm looking for when I go online on Robinhood to check the stock market out. But of course, that just is how it is. We do have a lot of volatility, especially with it being a Friday and then Monday being Memorial Day where there's no market hours. So we don't have a market day Monday. So there's a lot more like confusion and caution up in the air, especially with this being a Friday and there being like a 3-day break in between this and the next market day. There's obviously a lot of uncertainty because we could have a ton of negative news come out and affect the value of all of these stocks. But anyways, now that you know what's going on with the market today, I want to talk about a stock that I recently made a purchase on. Just 2 hours ago, I spent $822 on one stock. And if you haven't guessed it already in your mind, I'll just go ahead and reveal it for you. That is Tesla. As you can see, we went from 13 to 14 shares of Tesla. And just to let you all know something as well, I spent most of yesterday, pretty much the time that I wasn't making a video for yesterday, I was watching Tesla videos. I was constantly doing research. I mean, I'm already familiar with Tesla, but I thought, okay, I have a large holding in this company. It doesn't hurt to learn a little bit more about it. So for one thing, I watched like the full 4-hour conference on Autonomy Day. I think it was in 2019. When they had the full self-driving announcement where they're talking about training the neural net and basically using all of their camera and sensor functions around the car and using everyone that has a Tesla right now as data for that to train the AI. But we'll jump into that topic in just a little bit later on. But I also watched the announcements for, of course, the Tesla Roadster and Semi. I watched the Model Y unveiling. I rewatched the Cybertruck unveiling. I watched the Model S and the Model X unveiling. So basically, I've been looking exactly at what Tesla has been doing. I've been watching videos on their plans to reduce the cost of batteries and also improve the batteries. One thing that you have to realize with Tesla, Tesla is not just an automotive company. Tesla is a lithium-ion producer, a battery producer. I'm pretty sure their plant in Nevada produces like the majority of the batteries in the world. So not only do they focus on the automotive aspects, but where their really core value is with their battery technology, their AI technology, how they can streamline processes, especially with building the Shanghai factory in like less than a year, I believe. So basically, if you look at the Tesla, of course, Tesla can bring someone in to design a car like the Model X, the Model S, the Model Y, the Cybertruck. They can easily hire an effective and a good designer. But where their core function and effectiveness comes from that pretty much has revolutionized the auto industry is their battery technology and how they implement renewable energy into that as well with the electric vehicles, the supercharger stations, and then also their solar panel availability that can be put onto the roofs of houses. And in addition, it was recently announced where we have like this grid and auto bidder function where it's basically a function of like relaying power between both the car and the solar panel roof, and those can interact together to sort of like charge each other. And that's simply just one new feature with Tesla as well. So I'm here to emphasize that Tesla is not just an automotive company, and they've already discussed working on HVAC systems, which basically is air conditioning, and I think their technology would be much more efficient and much better, honestly. But that is just one example of something that could be on the back burner for Tesla right now. Honestly, in my opinion, the biggest thing that Tesla needs to worry about, and I think that they realize this, is that they simply need to focus on ramping up production, at least getting close to meeting demand, and with them doing that, they can gather a lot of money and funds to develop for further production with like the Cybertruck and stuff. So I remember seeing a video where Elon Musk mentioned that there would have to be about 100 gigafactories or 100 Tesla factories for it to pretty much power everybody's electric vehicles. Like if everyone pretty much had electric vehicles, then it would take about 100 factories to produce and provide for that. So in my opinion, that is the goal, and that's one of the main reasons they started out with the Roadster, because it's a low volume vehicle. They didn't have to make a lot of them, but it was super expensive. I think it was like $200,000, but that is very good for a startup because you can get a lot of capital based on a small amount of production. And then that's why they moved up to the Model S next. It was still pretty expensive, but that time it was less expensive and they could do more volume, and that's pretty much what they've done with every single model so far. Their goal has been to increase production based off of the production and revenue from the last model that they made, and now of course they've finally gotten enough capital and production capability to be producing multiple models at once and then moving on to the next model, which is the Cybertruck, then the Semi, then the ATV, then the Roadster. So there's a huge plan, and Tesla has been executing perfectly on this plan so far. I know a lot of people say that Elon Musk is a little bit too ambitious sometimes. Sometimes he does have like these goals or standards where he predicts something will happen by a certain date. Of course, there's that issue with full self-driving right now, where he said that we would pretty much have full self-driving, like a fleet of FSD vehicles out in 2020, which it doesn't seem to be happening along that timeline currently. However, in general, when Elon Musk does say that he is going to do something, he gets it done. And after watching all of these videos yesterday, I mean, I'm telling you, I bet I watched 8 to 10 hours of footage on YouTube at least yesterday, just interviews of Elon Musk talking about his history. His history was Zip2, then X.com, which turned into PayPal, then later SpaceX, then Tesla, then also Solar City, and now we have various projects within SpaceX, such as Starlink. Then we have Neuralink, which Elon is the CEO of, and also the company known as OpenAI, which Elon is also one of the heads of. So Elon has such a consistent track record in history, and it seems that the businesses he has exited has either just been a stepping stone to get where he is right now with Tesla and where he is with SpaceX, but it was also ventures where he sort of cashed out on when he felt like he fulfilled his duty. So with PayPal, pretty much they achieved what they wanted to achieve. Of course, Zip2, his company before PayPal or X.com, that was mostly to gain capital to create a bigger company. So even with Elon's track record with X.com, which turned into PayPal, they pretty much expanded PayPal out as far as it could go. However, with Tesla, there is so much more potential, and especially with SpaceX as well. And I think that's why Elon has chosen to be the CEO of both of these companies, because he realizes the potential, and he's one of the few people in the world that can actually act on it and expedite the processes and make it actually happen. And then of course you have the full self-driving features coming up for Tesla, and although it may be quite a while before this actually gets fully released, I need to emphasize how important this technology is. Just listen to what I have to say as an investor, and before I jump into anything else that I say, anything that I say or have said in this video is not to be considered financial advice. It is simply just me sharing my opinions and thoughts about the market and the moves that I'm making. Now that that is out of the way, just listen to what I have to say. I watched the full Autonomy Day conference with Elon Musk and pretty much his whole team talking about the various aspects of autonomy and AI and training that neural network. For one thing, the great thing that Elon does when he gathers teams is he gathers the best people of pretty much each aspect of what you would want to create a project. So for example, with Tesla, obviously he has the components people, the manufacturing people, then of course he has the robotics people that help build these machines and AI that can run things along the assembly line and pretty much attach the parts that are needed. And then he also has the software people for the interface that you have in the Tesla, like pretty much the touchscreen. They deal with all of the software. They are the people that help implement video games, like how you have racing racing games in the Tesla, and you have games like Cuphead and so many others like that. Then you also have so many other teams and aspects. For example, they had a specific chip designer create their own in-house built chip for Tesla vehicles because NVIDIA simply just could not meet their standards for their chip requirement. They improved upon the typical NVIDIA chip drastically, and that is because they got their own in-house designer. They built the chip from ground up in-house. They trained their own neural network and gave it thousands of images and data that have already been captured through the people that currently own all of these Tesla vehicles. Keep in mind, they were smart enough to have the foresight to basically put the chip in the vehicle and have it be gathering data to where all they have to do in the future is simply just perfect the software. The hardware is already there training the data that it's receiving from the whole fleet of the Tesla vehicles. So for one thing, this foresight absolutely blows my mind. I don't think people realize how huge this is. This is basically like solving a puzzle and also predicting the future. Basically what Tesla has done with full self-driving capabilities. They have built an extremely complex computer chip that is very fast. It gathers and analyzes data and also computes with the network with all of the other Teslas and their data as well in an extremely fast manner. So they hired some of the smartest people in coding and in computers from Stanford. I know one of the people that he hired on the team actually teaches a huge class at Stanford. So they pretty much built an extremely complex chip and said, okay, we had the first part figured out. We're going to go ahead and produce these chips and put them in all of the cars for now for simply data gathering capabilities, and then we will be able to execute upon this plan once we perfect the software, and all we have to do is put the software on the things that are already gathering your data. So the full self-driving capability is absolutely huge. Tesla has such an advancement in AI compared to all of the other legacy automakers out there that it is absolutely ridiculous. And another thing, one of the hugely notable quotes that I remember watching in one of the videos yesterday was Elon stated that in the future their plan is to have it be where buying any vehicle but a Tesla is financially insane. And when you really think about that, it makes sense, especially when you have a robotaxi that can produce money for Tesla as well at a way more competitive rate than compared to Uber and Lyft. And keep in mind, we're just talking about the robotaxis and the full self-driving right now. You have so many other advancements. For example, you have the 1,000,000-mile battery coming up. There's rumors of that with Battery Day. So the thing is, Tesla has revolutionized the auto industry. It has flipped it on its head and done something completely different while still being able to attract people that are used to the typical norm, yet also changing the industry in such a disruptive way, but in a good way. And keep in mind that as they improve their battery technology, that just means it becomes cheaper and cheaper to produce. For one thing, Tesla is always great at expediting processes, streamlining processes, and they also like to be super cost effective while providing a high quality product, and that's what they're doing with batteries right now. A lot of money is being spent on research and development to see how they can reduce their cost with the battery production, yet also increase the quality of these batteries. And it's going to get to a point where there's going to be so much Tesla production and it's going to attract such a wide audience that I think people are going to realize that choosing a Tesla vehicle is simply just the smarter decision. And I think with all of that comes with time. And not only are we going to see more production of vehicles, but we're going to see improvements in various aspects that Tesla is working on today, such as full self-driving capabilities, battery power, the amount of gigafactories or production plants that they have, the amount of supercharging stations that they have, the advancements on supercharger technology, Tesla solar roof capabilities and improvements, Tesla Powerwall and battery improvements, and then of course maybe way down on the line, not only will we see various different vehicles be releasing as well, but we could see implementation of Tesla technology into other things such as like air conditioning units. So we have like an HVAC or something like that that Tesla creates. So Tesla is not just a vehicle producer, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why this stock price hasn't gone up even more. I think there's so much potential for this stock price to increase greatly. I know that there's like the prediction of ARK Investments where Tesla is predicted to be like $6,000 in 2024 or 2025 or something like that. And honestly, I think that that is extremely realistic. And that prediction by ARK Invest was only in the case of Tesla having a 25% chance of completing full self-driving capabilities and leading the industry in AI. So that $6,000 estimation by ARK is not even taking into consideration the majority likelihood that Tesla has completed FSD by 2024 or whenever it was they predicted it. So anyways, here's just my purchase. As you can see, 3 hours ago, $822.09 spent on Tesla. I think that this is going to be worth it. Honestly, in the long term and considering what Tesla's goals are for the future, I think that $824 is pretty much a steal. I know that before I said that $600 would be a more realistic price, but honestly, after I've done my research, that's just one thing I would recommend to anyone that thinks Tesla's stock price is too high right now. Just look everything you can up about Elon Musk. Watch all of the Tesla reveals on their Tesla channel on YouTube. Watch the Bloomberg 45-minute documentary on Elon Musk and how he became who he is currently. And just watch a few interviews out there, and especially watch someone called Solving the Money Problem. He breaks down Tesla in many aspects that I do as well, breaking down the AI, the design of the Cybertruck, the other creations that they are planning on doing in the future as well. But anyways, I just wanted to share this quick video talking about me purchasing a recent share of Tesla and also sort of explaining my decision making on that and why I made that purchase. I simply just think that Tesla is just such an opportunity for the future, especially for investors. The crazy thing is, I'm mostly excited to see the products that Tesla creates and the improvements that they make, rather than me just simply being excited over the gains in the stock price that I will receive because of it. But anyways, I just wanted to share this video and explain my thoughts on Tesla. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. And if you would also like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral links to Robinhood and Webull down in the description below. It really does help me out, and I definitely appreciate it. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.